Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Washington Lee High School. We come to you from their brand new gymnasium. Almost 2 years old now, but it still looks spanking brand new. I am Afshin Banab. I want to welcome to the show a very, very long-time friend of mine, Christopher Jerry, who also worked here when Arlington Independent Media was called Arlington Community Television. Chris, welcome to the show. There we are. I've got the bigger bald spot, but welcome back, my friend. It's good to have you.
Gee, I'm watching that big bald spot in the back of my head, man. I can see the barber tomorrow. Pleasure to be with you, Afshin. I was telling you before the game, this is my first time actually being in Washington Lee's new gym.
Yeah, I'd like to know your impressions as we go throughout.
Well, it's nice. I mean, you know, it's as modern gyms go, you know, the nice thing about the old gymnasium, it was old, but it was also with the kind of upper deck, so to speak, is one of the bigger gymnasiums in the region, and they play district championship games all the time. So, but this is very nice, and you know.
And the bleachers behind the basket.
I like that touch. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of people. I like what I saw at the sign behind one basket that says WL student section standing encouraged. So that's good. Very nice gym.
We have a girls contest for you here between the homestanding Washington Lee Generals and your alma mater, if you don't mind me saying, the Stuart Raiders.
1975 grad of Stuart, so it's kind of like a double advantage to come and work this game with you tonight, and also to watch the Lady Raiders.
Unfortunately, these two teams are at the bottom of the national district among the girls' standings. Washington Lee is 2-6 overall, and the Stuart Raiders are 0 for 10. So the Generals are on a 5-game losing streak. Stuart hasn't won yet, but I can almost guarantee you that a losing streak will be broken tonight.
Well, you know, when you have records like that, what you do, you play them one game
at a time. That's right. Now, unfortunately for Stuart, last game they played, they lost to Edison 61-9. And that was back on January 4th. The girls for Washington Lee, they lost to Hayfield 56-34. That was back in December of 2010. So this is their first game of the 2011 year. WNL, they did win 2 out of their first 3 games. And since, like I had just said earlier, they lost 5 straight.
I think it'll be a competitive game.
I do too.
One of the nice things about the National District, I mean, let's not mince words. It's not the best athletically either for the girls or the boys, but they are somewhat close. I mean, take the Edisons and Mount Vernons out of the mix, you know, the National District is really close in terms of competition.
And you can almost guarantee a good competitive basketball game for the most part when teams in the National District meet. And here we are. Washington Lee wins the tip, and they have the ball. And they're swinging it outside right now. That is Brianna Hogan with it. She has 6 points a game. She swings it to Brooke Rippey. She hits the side of the board, and the rebound, Lindsay Treweek. She's got the first 2 points of the game.
Right, standing right there as the rebound came off the side of the backboard.
And the Generals go with a full court press. They break it, and there it is. The ball stolen by Brooke Rippey, and Tatiana Torres, she gets the layup, pardon me. So early on, with 7:24 to go here in the first quarter, Washington Lee opens up a 4-0 lead.
Stewart's got a relatively young squad, actually. I was talking to the coach before the game, and 2 of the players that started the season with them are no longer on the team. So they're down basically to 10 players.
Brianna Ford being one of them. She was one of their players that started the whole season. I guess she's missed the last couple of games now. Not quite sure why. But nonetheless, Stuart has the ball. And there's a baseline move. And that is Kiana Dunaway with the ball. There is a foul. The officials for tonight's game, Brian Cooper, Tony Anderson, and Steve Mahela. They are running the show on the floor. Tonight, Stuart now with the ball. It has Angie McCaffrey. Nice little pass inside McCaffrey. She'll take the 3-point shot, and she hits it.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, nothing but net. And just like that, it is now 4-3, Stuart.
WNL.
I'm sorry, WNL. You're absolutely right. I'm seeing red. Nice little dump pass inside. Taylor Leonard couldn't hold on to it, so Stuart will get the ball back. Again, the Generals with a bit of a press, trying to trap on the side. Good bounce pass underneath, but knocked out of bounds. It stays with Stuart.
Nice defense underneath.
Angie McCaffrey now from the corner. She gets another one, and that's another 3.
Well, I think that's what we're going to keep an eye on for Stuart. Number 10, McCaffrey with 2 threes. Nice shot from the outside.
And there's Madison Albrecht. She tips it out. Good defense on her part. Now it is Stuart up 6-4 after a 4-0 spurt by Washington Lee. Stuart gets 6 unanswered. There's a shot. Tatiana Torres off the side of the rim. Lindsay Treweek had the rebound. She fell.
Yeah, as I look around on the court,
and she's fouled.
It seems like at every position, the WNL player is about at least 2 inches taller than the Stuart player.
They got, their girls are a little bit taller.
So that's something that WNL should be able to take advantage of, the height advantage. Tonight.
Taylor Leonard with the miss. Oh, this one is going to be in the back court. Going to have to let this one. There you go. Angie McCaffrey making sure that nobody from Washington Lee, especially Brianna Hogan, could get her hand on the ball. Rippey now from the left side. No good. There's a nice rebound. Tatiana Torres. She gets her second bucket. She's got 4. Washington Lee again with the press.
Yeah, Stuart doesn't get that. If Stuart doesn't get that block out thing taken care of underneath the basket,
they can have a lot of high percentage.
A lot of second chance points all night.
Washington Lee now with the ball again on that out of bounds play. Rippey now looking over in the corner. There is Treweek. Swings it back out.
Nice passing.
Right, yep.
Walking.
Taylor Leonard.
Yep. Traveling.
Taylor Leonard, the 5'8" sophomore forward. Laura Pastor is in now. And Laura Pastor is the 6-foot freshman forward for Washington Lee. She just checked into the game.
Freshman on the varsity. That means must be pretty good.
We shall see. Angie. Oh, there is a shot from the left angle, and that one was banked in, and it is good. That is Lauren Freed. She's got her first 2. It is now 8-6 Stuart. That one was just a bit high for Laura Pastor.
Yeah, 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and Stuart is just 1 point away from all he got last game with the 9.
A little confusion. Looks like it is white ball. Must have been tipped. All right, Tatiana Torres now to pass it in, and there is Brianna Hogan. She averages 6 points a game. There is Torres from the left side, no good. And there is the rebound for Stuart. Angie McCaffrey. McCaffrey double dribble, but she is all over the floor.
I think you're going to see her all over the floor. My gut feeling is just the first 3 minutes that we watch, that's Stuart's best player, and I think you're going to see her take the bulk of the shots and get the bulk of the rebounds.
All right, W now back with the ball. Torres, they're going to call her for traveling, and she did. Stutter step, a little impatient there, Chris.
Yeah, referee's a little hard tonight, man. They're not letting anything get away.
Yeah, that was Brian Cooper
nice
on that
steal.
call. Good steal there. Stays with Stuart.
Almost a steal.
Albrecht now tries to pass it over. She does get it to Kiana Dunaway, and she'll throw it up, and she's fouled. Good hustle by Dunaway. 8-6, 4:47 to go. We come to you from Washington Lee. Afshin Banab and Chris Jerry here on Arlington Independent Media's Comcast 69 and Verizon Fios 38. Kiana Dunaway at the line, shooting 2. Katrina Cook now checks in for WNL, and that one bounces. Good rebound there. A scramble underneath. That one goes to Washington Lee. Tiandre Thompson fighting for that ball underneath with a couple of the bigger girls for Washington Lee, the taller girls. And there's Thompson right now on Hogan. This is a swing to Torres. Torres whips it out. There's a shot. That one is no good. Christina Mendoza.
Offensive foul, or rather a foul in W&L called.
Pardon me, Brianna Hogan on that shot. Yep. Stuart now with the ball. Lindsay Treweek, her first foul, 8-6. Stuart on top with the ball. Washington Lee on their press again.
Yeah.
Tiandre Thompson gets it stolen from behind. Here comes Hogan and the Washington Lee Generals. Good pass inside to Pastry. And she's fouled.
Nice move to the basket there. Freshman, 6-foot freshman.
Yes, she is.
I'm going to keep an eye on her, Afshin, because a freshman. I like the way she looks, shooting her shot, her hustle down the floor, and just a 9th grader.
Yeah, just a 9th grader, so, she'll be back. Got a good look of her right there. She misses that one. Good rebound by Tatiana Torres. Yeah, I'm sure Angie Kelly, the head coach of Washington Lee, is glad to have Laura Pastry. All right, Stuart now. Got to be careful with it. There's a good pass to Tiandre Thompson. No good. She's fouled.
Yeah, Stuart's been pretty efficient breaking this press, after the first couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a little bit better at finishing shots, though.
We'll see if Tiandre Thompson can make these free throws. She misses the first one. She averages 6 points a game.
And she just missed 3 free throws.
And the second one? Nope, she misses. She's 0 from the line tonight. Rebound, Pastry. Oh, nice swing pass outside. Good pass over on the left side. That one is no good, off the rim. Rebound, Stuart. Scramble underneath again. There is Kiana Dunaway fighting for it. But Washington Lee gets it back. Gonna have to pass it. Brianna Hogan now swings it over. There is Torres from the left side. This one's gonna be short. Again, ball is loose at the paint. And again, there's a scramble. Possession arrow favors Stuart. So the girls are fighting, Chris. They're battling.
The girls more so than the boys.
Yeah.
The girls really always hustle and
they play with more heart sometimes. That is absolutely true.
never say die.
Uh-huh.
Whatever the coach tells them to do is generally what they're going to do. Especially when you have it like this. I mean, they're not the best players, but they're out there representing their school. They're going to play hard. You can just see some of the ways that they set up on both sides, really working hard and good fundamentals.
Possession arrow now favored Washington Lee that time, so they got it. Eight to 7 now. Stuart on top. Hey, there we are, Chris.
Hey, there we.
Man.
Hey, I like that shot on the side, man. Keep away from that top cam.
Keep away from Claire behind us. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that right now.
Yeah, I've been told about that ball spot I had, but boy,
you didn't
I didn't really know it was that
You're
bad.
part of the club just like I am, man.
That's what I get for not getting a haircut.
I was wondering when I saw you tonight. Torres now swings it back out. Washington Lee with the ball. Katrina Cook now. Inside pass. There's Taylor Leonard. I'm sorry, that is not Taylor Leonard. That was Sandra McCartan. But nothing doing. It's still 8 to 7. Stuart with that 1 point lead. After a bulk of the scoring came in the first 4 minutes, the last 4 minutes has been slim pickings. 2.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. That ball is loose again, and Washington Lee picks up the steal. Nice pass from Hogan to Torres. She couldn't get it to go.
WL with the rebound again, though.
Katrina Cook right under there for the rebound, and she'll go to the line. Good pass from Hogan. She saw Torres running. All right, second team foul now. Katrina Cook, she averages 7 points a game. She's got her first tonight. We are tied, just to give the Generals the lead. Off the back of the rim, rebound Pastry. She puts it back up and in. There you go. That's what you were talking about, Chris.
Yeah, that's my player right there, 35. Love the way that she plays. Very impressive.
There you get another good look at her right there. She had that determination in her eyes right there as she set up for defense, set up for that middle. That is her zone.
That's the
Sandra McCartan, yeah.
Sixth foul already in this game. So Stuart will be shooting the bonus and one more.
There's a shot from the corner. That is an air ball. Torres with the rebound, dishes it back out to Hogan. There's a shot from the right side, no good. Scramble for the ball, and this one looks like Katrina Cook will be called for the foul.
And that's going to put Stuart on the line.
Yeah. That is Katrina Cook's first foul, the 7th team foul, as you just said, Chris. 7th team foul for Washington Lee. And Angie McCaffrey, who averages 7.5 points a game, goes to the line to get her 7th and 8th points. She got her 7th. A minute 45 to go. Emma Tober now checks in, the 5'9" junior forward for Washington Lee. There's the second free throw, no good. Rebound Pastry. 10-9, the home team. In white, the Washington Lee Generals. In your dark colors, or the red, the Stuart Raiders. Torres now with the running one-hander. Pastry with the rebound. She gets it to go.
Stuart's got to put somebody on her underneath the basket because she'll just get points all day long down there like that.
Tandra Thompson to the line, and she's fouled. And she'll have a chance to make a free throw or two here.
What I like that Thompson does is she kind of puts her head down and she's going to the basket. You know, she'll go in to get a layup and she's forcing the foul. Now the problem is
right here
that she has to, that's the 5th missed free throw. Now you can get them to foul you, but you got to make the free throw. And it's the reason they call it the charity stripe, and that's to make free throws.
That one a bit hard. Pastry with the rebound. Here comes Torres.
She doesn't have the best technique.
No.
Actually.
Not the best touch at the line. Torres and Hogan playing catch. This one is picked off by Thompson. She goes to the hole, and Hogan strips it out of her hand at the last second. Good defense by Hogan. Stuart will keep it. Inside of a minute now.
There she goes again.
Nope, she can't get that one to go. That rebound went to Emma Tober. And here's Katrina Cook now, swings it back out to Hogan. Cook now, she'll take the baseline jumper, no good. And the rebound was Tober. There's Katrina Cook with another shot. There's Laura Pastry.
There she is, again.
She's got 7 now in the first quarter. 26 seconds now here. 14-9, Washington Lee on top.
Well, she didn't start, did she?
No, she did not. She came in a couple minutes into the game, double dribble. 19.7 in the first quarter.
At the end of the quarter, I think Stuart's got to figure something out. You know,
to stop her, yeah.
They've got to do something to stop her. Right now, they're kind of playing a man-to-man defense, and I think they may need to consider a zone.
That one was no good. It looked like it was tipped as Katrina Cook took that one, and here comes Stuart again with 1.4 seconds left. Tayandra Thompson was fouled.
I honestly believe, Afshin, if they didn't foul her, I think she probably would not have gotten that shot off.
Right.
I think that actually helped her to just get that foul there.
Well,
there we are again.
She will go. I think, what is it? She's 0 for 5 from the line? Is that
0 for 6.
0 for 6?
0 for 6.
So maybe she can change it around right now. She misses that 1 and 1. And that'll do it. That is the end of the first quarter with a 14-9 run. So kind of a flip-flop kind of game. Chris, we're at W&L. Went up quickly 4-0 early, like within the first minute. And then Stuart came back with 2 quick threes, and there was not much scoring after that. And here we are at 14-9. And here we are.
Yeah, 7 points missed right there for Stuart on the free throw line. I think they missed 9 free throws in the first half. First quarter, I'm sorry. And, you know, they got into the 1-and-1 really, really early. So you got to take advantage of that. You know, when you struggle to score as it is, if the referees are being charitable tonight, they're calling fouls.
Right.
And you got to take advantage of it. No other way around that.
All right, 14-9, Washington Lee on top. As you said earlier, these two teams are at the bottom of the National District in the girls' standings, so both on pretty big losing streaks. So somebody should win this one tonight and end that. And that'll be good for whichever team can do that. It's always good.
Don't you just love the cheerleaders?
It
doesn't matter how many people in the stands.
No.
They got the smiles on their face.
They're always excited.
Yeah, they're always excited. Come on, team! Yeah, all that kind of stuff, man. Cheering the team on.
That's right.
You know, we were talking about another thing earlier. It's just been a tradition with Northern Virginia, and it's been this way 30 years. But I really wish they would get back to having all the schools play varsity boys, girls doubleheaders, because I think you know, the crowds would be bigger.
Sure.
It's something they should do. They do it in other parts of the state, but they've never done it really here.
There's a steal for Washington Lee, and that one is good. Now they do it. We do it when we do cover those Arlington County games, Chris, where Wakefield and W&L and Yorktown, whenever they play each other, they do seem to have those doubleheaders. And we have covered quite a few of those games the past couple of years.
It's a good thing
but
that the 3 Arlington High School athletic directors get up and they see the benefit of that. Because, you know, the girls would like to play in front of big crowds too, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's workable. I know over at Stuart, I mentioned Stuart and Falls Church, they do that when they have their games. They'll play doubleheaders. But it would be good if they could do it. And but it's been 30 years that they've had this setup, so, you know, who knows? I guess it's just not something they're interested in.
Some things are worth changing, right?
Well, you know, one of the problems, it's not even a problem, it's just a concern, that a lot of coaches said that, well, gee, if you have that, then you got our junior varsity coaches somewhere else, and they don't want to kind of commit. They feel like it's more nights are taken. The coaches have to coach more nights if you do that, because the J.E.B coach is playing on a Thursday night or a Monday night, and he's got to come back again on a Tuesday and Friday. But still, I think they should find ways to work that in.
All right, Washington Lee now has it with the 16-9 lead. Torres now inside pass. The turnaround, and that is good, and that is Emma Tober with her first 2 points of the night. Tayandra Thompson now.
Nice pass.
Good pass.
Yeah. I thought that was off Thompson, but referee rules that it went off W&L.
All right, Christina Mendoza now to pass the ball in. Angie McCaffrey now with the ball. She swings it over to Mendoza, and foul underneath. They are calling them a bit tight.
Yeah, they're calling them tight. I tell you, I don't know what the fouls are, but as many times the referees are blown, because now we're in the double bonus, so now everything is 2 free throw shots.
Stuart just struggling at the line.
Yeah. We need Frank Caddick here, man, to tell us how many free throws we missed. I've now counted, it's got to be at least 10 free throws that I missed by Stuart.
And that's just for Stuart. W&L has not been to the line that many times even. 18-9, 6:35 to go. Long range shot, no good. Rebound, Washington Lee, and here comes Brianna Hogan. There's a shot from the foul line, no good. This one is stolen off of that press again. Hogan has it. She'll take the right-handed dribble to the hole. She's fouled. Oh, there's Lauren Freed's second foul for Stuart. Hogan, this one hits the back of the rim. Wild card weekend now, Chris. These people, most of the people, when we air this game, will be a few days after wild card weekend. But what do you like? Who do you like? Give your predictions before.
My predictions, wild card weekend.
Yeah.
I like Philadelphia.
Okay.
That's going to be a hairy game.
That's going to be a good game.
I like New Orleans.
They should.
That's my stone.
I don't even want to talk about that game.
Lock.
Is that your lock and load? You take that one to the bank, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hogan from downtown. She's got 6, and Stuart calls timeout.
Call the 22nd time out there.
22-9.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Saints are your stone cold led by Block.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the KC Baltimore game.
I think
that one I think is going to be a great game.
I think Baltimore's going to win that game. Kansas City.
No.
I think they had the benefit of a very weak schedule, and they did well this year, better than anybody expected. But no, I don't expect them to beat Baltimore. I think Baltimore's defense will shut them down.
And then, of course, Peyton Manning versus Rex Ryan.
This is a rematch kind of last year, isn't it?
Of the AFC Championship.
But I believe that good pass.
Yeah, great pass by Thompson.
And she got, now they call it jump ball. Wow.
Kiana Dunaway a little too hard off the backboard, and they call jump ball. You're right. So Washington Lee gets it back.
Stuart just giving away points. I mean, easy layups, missed free throws. It's 22-9. They should have, if they just made half the free throws,
right.
It would be.
Oh, they'd have at least 15 to 20.
Points.
Yeah.
Right.
Good move inside by Emma Tober, and that one was tipped in by you-know-who.
Yep.
She's got 9 points tonight.
Can't stop her.
No.
There's just nobody that they, if they're going to play man-to-man, it's nobody that they can.
Allison Schulman and Madison Albrecht check in for Stuart. And there's Angie McCaffrey.
McCaffrey started off hot with the 2 shots,
right.
but it seems like since then they'd slowed her down.
And she almost airballed that one. Washington Lee with the rebound. And here comes Hogan. There's a shot from the left angle, no good. This one goes out of bounds.
Let's go, Stuart.
Right. Stuart easily broke that press, but then the turnover.
Slow it down.
Hogan, good pass inside to Pastor.
I like WNL working the ball around really well.
Pastry gets the loose ball. Hogan for 3. Pastry with the rebound. Fighting underneath.
Referees just refuse
right.
to call jump ball.
That's right. Yeah, they do. They're making them play now.
Yeah.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the first half.
There's your shot.
There it is. No good. Rebound. Tandra Thompson. She misses, and she will go to the line.
Now, come on, Tiandra. Hate to be cheering
We're all
for
pulling for
anybody,
you.
but look, we've had, I think, 0 for 7 now on free throws.
One of the things she does on her free throws, Chris, if you watch her on this one, she's really shooting with her arms, not her legs. She's got to bend at the knees and just lightly throw it up there. But she's pushing.
There's not enough arc on it either.
No.
You know,
look at her
like
push.
Line drive.
And it hits the back of the rim. Yeah, line drives. Laura Pastry with the turnaround one-hander. She gets it to roll. She's got 11 points. It's a 26-9 Washington Lee lead, their biggest of the night.
Yeah, I think that's quite a run. It was, I believe, it might be a 16-0 run, actually, because I remember when the score was 10-9.
Right.
It's now 26-9.
26-9. It was 10-9, so it's a 16-0 run. And it was 14-9 in at the first quarter.
Yeah, it was
buzzer.
10-8, and Stuart made one free throw, and they haven't done anything since. Maybe it's something about the 9. They got stuck with Edison. With 9, so.
Yeah. They like 9.
Go, Al, go in.
There they are. As you see the Stuart now struggling a bit to swing that ball around.
Take it in.
The Generals playing a good tight D on him.
Yeah, the Generals have pushed him further and further out.
That foul.
Washington Lee foul called number 34, Angela Mestre. That is her second. Washington Lee over the limit.
I'd love to be able to go out there and tell her just try to get just a little bit more arc in it, because maybe you could bank it off the backboard.
She almost got that one to go.
Checking back in for the Generals.
I'm not sure who number 34 is. I know she's been in the game for a little bit now.
We'll get that.
We will get that. Her number is not on the roster.
Yeah, this is something that happens in basketball, high school level basketball.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times. Numbers get changed. You don't know. It's going to be Stuart possession on the jump ball.
I believe it's Angela Mestre. That's what I thought I heard the PA announcers calling. But I wasn't sure, but we'll check it. We'll get that solved at halftime. There's Angie Shulman now with the ball. And Angie McCaffrey's in it with it. And back to Shulman. And there is a tip from Hogan, but picked up by Thompson. Washington, like you said, Chris, they're pushing them further out, further and further away from the basket. Turnover again for Stuart. Goes back to the Generals. 2:35 to go here in the first half. 26-9 Washington Lee on top. Chris Jerry, Afshin Banab, and the Arlington Independent Media crew. Comcast 69 and Verizon Fios 38. Hope you're enjoying this game tonight. Our first game of the 2011 year. And we bring it to you from Washington Lee. Good defense there underneath. That ball is out. Washington Lee will keep it. Tatiana Torres for 3. She's got 7. Oops is right.
I said oops. I thought they were going to call a foul.
They
I guess
didn't.
the ref said no.
Angie McCaffrey, I guess, according to the officials, she kind of tripped up on her own there. So here comes the Generals, and here comes Torres again. Nice pass inside. Good pass to Lindsay Treweek.
I don't know what kind of adjustment Stewart's going to make at halftime. They'll need to make some, but just as I look at the clock now, with 1:34 seconds left in the second period, I remember remarking at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter when Stuart had 8 points, and so they're stuck on 9. So basically what we're talking about 5 more minutes in the first quarter, and now about 6 minutes and 30 seconds of
Right.
Second quarter, they haven't scored, so they have
So almost 12 minutes.
almost 12 minutes before they've scored a point, not just a field goal, but a point.
And they have been flustered at the foul line.
Yeah.
Taylor Leonard makes 1 of 2. Rebound Torres. Torres has 9 here in the first half, a minute and a half to go. Stuart easily breaks that press. They got to keep it in bounds, though. Turnover, I believe it went off Traweek's foot.
Yeah,
so
that was a good
Stuart
call.
keeps
Had
it,
a good look at that, yeah.
All right, Albrecht now to pass it in. There's McCaffrey now baseline. And that one's knocked out of bounds by Brianna Hogan.
They got to figure some way to get McCaffrey open. Now, they're setting some screens, but
Yep. Got to pass that one out, get rid of it. Jump possession arrow favors, is it Stuart, I believe?
Stewart's
Yes.
getting the ball, yeah.
All right. Tandra Thompson, no.
Still red.
Yep, that ball was knocked away. Washington Lee up 32-9. They are playing as tough as they can on that defensive side of the ball.
They are.
There's a shot from the right angle. That one is an air ball, and it goes out of bounds. WNL will take it with 1:02. There's Hogan with the running one-hander right up the middle. Traweek now with the rebound, and they call her for a travel.
She had that look like referee, like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You cannot be serious.
Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Traveling? There's a three-pointer from McCaffrey. That one hits the net, but it doesn't go through the net, so WNL will get it back. Under 40 seconds to go.
Yeah. Well, I think Stewart's going to have a donut here in the second quarter.
It looks like it. Coming up on 30 seconds, Traweek now. They're playing volleyball with it now. Torres now, she'll go to the baseline, and she gets it.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
She's got 11 in the first half.
Wow.
Again, stolen. This one goes out of bounds. Washington Lee will keep it. 34-9 here with 14 seconds to go. So in the first half, Torres has 11, and your girl, Laura Pastry, she also has 11, Chris. And Torres now has 13.
Well, Washington Lee has found the cure for what ails it.
Right.
And that's playing Stewart.
And that's playing Stewart. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. So that is the end of the first half of play. Washington Lee 36, Stewart 9. You have any final thoughts before we get out of here and come back? No?
No,
just shaking your head?
No comment.
That's it. Chris Jerry, I'm Afshin Banab. You're watching high school basketball here on Arlington Independent Media. We're back for the second half right after this.
The volunteers, they feel a part of it, and they feel a part of the actual coverage that's getting onto the channel, and they know that the people in the Arlington community are actually watching it and appreciate it, and they come up to them during the game and say, thank you for doing this, you know? And that's kind of the fun of it, I think.
You just get right in there with the action. You kind of spin around the teams. You follow the players onto the court. You kind of go between the lines of cheerleaders and players. I mean, it just gets, I mean, the whole idea of a Steadicam is it gets the viewer right in the middle of the action. With a Steadicam, you literally are in the middle of the action.
Well, it's exciting, number one, because you're a part of the community and you know the people, you see them develop. For example, if you see a sophomore, the next year you'll see them as a junior, and the last year you'll see them as a senior, and you see them progress, you see them physically grow, you see the game grow. And senior night is always kind of an emotional night because it's the last game for a lot of kids, and the last time they may ever put on a uniform and play competitively. And you're a part of that, and you're going to memorialize it for them. You're going to air it in the community, and it's going to it's going to be a lasting kind of a thing.
2 is up. 1 is up. Ready? 1 is up. We'll hang on 1.
There goes V from behind, tried to get it. Taylor, the shot, he hits it. He swings it back out. V has it in the corner. He'll spot up. He'll shoot, and he hits. Give him another 3. What I love most about calling the games is working with the people at AIM. Everyone seems dedicated. Everyone seems passionate. As far as working with the schools, they're dedicated and passionate too. I love the coaches. I think each and every single coach in all of the Arlington County high schools, including O'Connell, who we haven't seen, but I have followed them as well because they are in the county. They care about their players, and to me, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the Arlington community supports its high school sports, and the media, specifically Arlington Independent Media, is there to support it too. Somebody needs to cover these games. Somebody needs to go out and talk to these dedicated coaches, players, fans, parents, and really to be here to witness games like tonight's game, the enthusiasm that's in the air, and you know, high school sports really represent the community in a way that nothing else really can.
That is the final buzzer.
Oh, look at this. The crowd is
Yorktown Craze is coming onto the court. They love it.
a lot of support for those Patriots.
As Yorktown advances to the second round with a 58-39 victory here in the first round of the National District Playoffs. National District Tournament.
Well, the excitement is in the air.
What's it like to be able to have your games covered on TV locally? You know, what does that mean as a player to know that you're showing up on the air?
It's actually great because sometimes I got Comcast and go to 69. Out of nowhere, I just see me playing. It's kind of weird. And then I hear announcers talking. I'm like, what the heck is happening here? And I liked it so much I ordered like a couple. My dad did it, but I mean, it's kind of like surreal because I see everybody do it, but I don't know. I just enjoy it a lot. I watch it all the time.
See if Stuart made any adjustments at halftime.
Well, they got the ball back. W&L committed the turnover, and here comes Stuart. There is Tayandra Thompson. She loses it, but it is picked up by Laura Freed. She gets it back, but Washington Lee steals it. And here come the Generals and Brooke Rippey. Battle underneath, foul underneath. And that one looks like it's on Lindsay Treweek for pushing. That is her second foul of the night. And of course, the team's first foul as we just opened up the second half.
Well, Stuart has to. Well, let's see if there were any adjustments made at halftime. That's basically what we want to find out. That 9, they stuck at 9, nothing in the second quarter.
Right. Yep.
But they're playing hard. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes you can just lose track of. The girls continue to play hard. And right now,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, it's not about winning the game. It's just victories and ending. You know, come down, get yourself a play that you can run that works okay. Need to hit some outside shots, do better on the free throw line.
There's a good.
That was a good pass.
Yep, a good bounce pass inside for Lauren Freed. But here comes Torres now. She dishes it. She swings it out to Hogan. Hogan to Rippey. Rippey just beyond the free throw line. She airballs it, and Stewart will get it back. 34-9 still. No scoring yet here in the third quarter. No, they could give it to White. Must have gone off a red. I really didn't see anybody tip it or anything.
No.
But the official saw what we didn't. All right, Treweek, Hogan, and Rippey. There's Taylor Leonard with the ball, and Torres. They are on the floor for Washington Lee right now. There's Rippey. She swings it to Taylor Leonard. She gets it blocked. And Rippey grabs the rebound, or grabs the loose ball, pardon me. Thompson on her. Leonard now with a bounce pass
Good
inside
ball
to Torres.
movement by WNL.
Yep, great ball movement. Torres now the leading scorer of the game. She's got 15.
Good pass.
Thompson swings it. She gets it back now. McCaffrey now bounce pass.
Back out.
To Kiana Dunaway. There's a loose ball, and Washington Lee comes up with it. And Brooke Hogan, she'll slow it up. And then she'll pop from 3 off the back of the rim. Treweek hits it out.
This
Here
is
comes
your
Stuart.
chance.
Stewart now. Thompson on the outlet pass. She gets it stolen from behind. Torres comes back with it. Torres, she'll swing it over to Hogan. Hogan again for another 3. No good. Rebound Torres. Torres is everywhere. Leonard now with a pass to Rippey, and she's going to be called for travel. Schulman now comes in for Stewart, and Pastor comes in for Washington Lee. Torres will take a seat. She gets a well-deserved break. Kiana Dunaway will sit down for Stewart. There's Lauren Freed. Just skins the rim.
They should slow down. That was a good call for a shot off the backboard if possible.
All right, Pastor now to Rippey. Good pass inside the Pastor, but it was knocked away
Stuart
by Madison Albrecht. Stewart playing tough defense right now. Here they come up with another turnover, and they're off to the races. The numbers are not there, however.
Right.
Schulman now. She'll pop from 3. She
Boom.
hits.
That breaks a long donut, Afshin.
It sure does, my friend. 36-12.
That was about a 16-minute scoring drought that they had. Good shot.
Oop, Pastor, and she trips. She takes a bit of a fall.
She'll walk it off.
Yes, she will. That with Madison Albrecht, they both fall, but they both get back up.
So
They're
that
okay.
look on her face initially when she got up, she was like, man, who was that?
Yeah. Who was that lady in red? Schulman for another 3 off the rim. Taylor Leonard gets that rebound, and here comes Washington Lee again. There's a shot. That one is no good. Shot again, no good. Stewart now with the rebound.
Okay, they've got something here. If they work it around the horn, you got wide open.
There's Schulman now. She is
And
fouled from 3.
Foul from 3.
So she will go to the line and shoot 3 free throws.
Washington Lee foul called on number 30, Lindsay Treweek, her third.
Lindsay Treweek now, her 3rd foul.
Full timeout called by
Treweek, the 5'10" senior forward. I remember in the past her brother also playing for Washington Lee, Gavin Treweek. He had a nice little jumper. Not sure where Gavin is now.
Afshin, this is my first time this year doing high school basketball with you. How are the other teams, the boys teams and girls teams, looking for Wakefield and Yorktown?
Well, Yorktown probably is among the Arlington schools. We've only done a couple of games, Chris, in December, but Yorktown looks like they may have the edge on the other 2 boys squads. Not quite sure yet.
Hey, you mean my man Tony Bentley over at WL? They struggling this year?
Over at Wakefield.
Wakefield.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit, but they're okay. We've only done a couple of games, like I said. So
is Bob Dobson? He's
Bob
still
Dobson's
here at
still
WL?
at WNL.
Okay.
Yes, he is, and Avila is still the coach at Yorktown. So those 3 guys have been around a long time.
See, I remember Rich from football days, man.
You remember? He's still
he
there.
Get fired up in football. See, he's the basketball coach now.
And just to let you know, on the football side, I know who you remember. Bruce Hanson's still the football coach at Yorktown. So he's been there for quite some time. But and we're just getting into the groove of things here.
Yeah, Bruce isn't going anywhere. Bruce will leave when they name, Greenbrier Stadium, Hanson Stadium.
Hanson Field or something like that.
They probably have to say Hanson Memorial or something.
Right.
He ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Does a great job over there at Yorktown.
He does. He's been there for 22, 23 years, around that, something like that. He really is a staple of the Arlington community, though.
Yeah.
He loves it here. Schulman gets a second of 3. And that one's off. I just remember back in the old days of the NBA when you could take 3. You could always sometimes got that bonus free throw. You remember that?
The old days, 3 to make 2.
3 to make 2. Yep.
Well, as we watch his shot,
A
Jump
tie up
ball.
underneath, and
It's
it
gonna be
goes to Stuart.
possession.
Yep.
Stuart possession.
Go ahead, finish your thought, Chris.
No, I was just saying, as you were talking about the 3 to make 2, I was watching one of those classic games.
Shulman with another 3. She's got 7.
And her dad is right here behind us cheering her on.
He is cheering her on, that's right.
But, back in the day, it was a 3 to make 2, and it was also, when you got fouled, it was only 1 shot.
Right, that's right.
And then I guess somebody figured out, hey, that's no fair. Why you foul them and just give them 1? What is that?
There are a lot of things I liked about the old NBA.
Well, it's not really, Afshin. The NBA had the 3 to make 2, but even as we're looking at high school basketball now, those were the basketball rules across the board.
Exactly.
High school, college,
and the pros.
The pros. That a foul was 1 shot, and somewhere around the I guess the late 60s, early 70s, they decided that, hey,
let's change that around.
Wait for 5 fouls, and then when it is, you get, in pros, you got to take 2 shots, and then obviously in college and high school, it became 1 and 1.
Right. Stuart went out with the ball. There's a tie up. Stuart keeps it. Yep. There are a lot of things I remember about the old NBA, Chris, especially watching on TV. I remember the halftime shows. You'd be like a game of horse between Julius Erving and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
Or they would do a thing with Red Auerbach doing a little thing about technique on how to play basketball, the give and go.
Right.
Or something like that. And he'd have actually 2 players from 2 totally different teams.
Whoa!
Brooke Rippey, she gets fouled and she'll go to the line. 2 totally different teams, like Wes Unseld from Washington and George Gervin from San
They had the
Antonio.
one-on-one.
The one-on-ones,
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
One nice little feature about this gymnasium, now they have the stands all the way around. I like the fact that they did create room behind the basket and the bleachers.
Right.
So, some of these gymnasiums, you're
Too
right
clamped.
there at the wall, man. You lose control and you boom, slamming the wall. So that's not a problem here.
She gets her first 2 points tonight, and they come off free throws. 2:35 to go. 38-16. There's Shulman with another 3. This one's no good. Shulman, she's not afraid to take that shot. She likes that spot.
That's her spot. It's 2 threes she hit from there?
She's hit 2 threes, yeah. There's Pastry, she loses it. Washington Lee maintains possession, however. Brooke Rippey in and out. Pastry with the rebound. Up, no good, up and in.
Yeah. Stuart just has nobody to handle her.
She's got 13 now.
Right.
Good move by Shulman, and she makes it drop. She's got 9.
Yeah.
Inside of 2 minutes now, 40-18.
Yeah. You look for little small things.
They've
outscored
outscored.
From. They've outscored them in this 3rd period.
Yep. Pastry back out to Rippey. They have. That is one of the things that Coach Gaffney will look at when he's talking to his team. We've outscored them in the 3rd period. We still got another quarter to go.
And what's obvious? What's helping Stuart? The fact that they're not getting fouled. They don't have to go to the free throw line and miss shots.
It's better not to go.
Exactly. So they can keep moving it around and work on it.
There's Thompson. A little too hard.
Thompson's going to hit a shot yet.
Yeah, she will.
I thought that could have been called a walk. They didn't.
It could have been. That is Angela Mestry.
Uh-oh, there we go.
There's Pastry again. Up, no good. Up and in again.
I'll tell you, though, Pastry,
she's got 15.
She is potentially a charge waiting to happen if you sit right on the block because she just kind of goes right in. Now, if you had a girl that could do a good flop job, so just let her hit her and just fall down, she'd get the charging call.
All right, 1:01 to go, 42-18 here. Hey, there we are, Chris.
Hey, there. Yeah. Yeah, there we are, Afshin.
Yeah, man. been a long time.
Man, I look down at the monitor and you see I'm kind of hunched over
Just
now.
trying to get your head up.
Hey, you haven't mentioned that I look like I've lost weight.
You look like you lost weight.
I look like
You look like.
People tell me that all the time. I said, hey, all you got to do is get XL instead of L, baby. That solves all the weight
That solves all
problems.
the problems, doesn't it? Until you need 2XL.
No. I tell you, when I get to that point, man, I'm giving up.
Oh, man. Madison Albrecht now to pass it in. All right, Angie McCaffrey inside to Thompson. Thompson with the reverse. And there was nothing that she could hit with that one, so that ball's out of bounds. Out of bounds.
You know, it would be real interesting to see a Stuart girls practice because Thompson she does go to the basket, but I've seen her that she's just thrown shots up with there's no technique.
No technique to it.
Trying to get to the basket, and you saw what happened on the free throws. I can't believe this is just a bad game on free throws. It's just a technique problem there. I think if you could work on that technique, things might be a little bit better for her because she's very tough. She's not really big, but she's tough. She likes to put her head down, go to the basket.
She averages 6 points a game.
Yeah, and if you go there and you get fouled, and you can do something on those free throws, especially if you go to the basket.
All right, Shulman now. She passes it out. Stewart swinging. McCaffrey gets it blocked by Rippey. Thrown away, and it goes back to Washington Lee.
Well, I think Stewart right now in the quarter is 9-6. I think it was 9-6.
9-6. It was. That's right.
I'm gonna tell you at this break. I'm gonna tell you a quick story about that counting by quarter stuff that happened back when I was in school.
Coming up on 10 seconds here in the third quarter, 42-18, Washington Lee with a commanding lead, and there's Shulman again in the corner. To the hole, ball's loose, out of bounds.
1.4. Okay, the girls have to be cognizant of the fact it's 1.4. As soon as you get it, you gotta shoot it.
Shulman now.
0.5.
With Angela Mestry, and that one goes out of bounds again.
They can't take a dribble, Afshin. They gotta.
They gotta
as soon as
shoot.
they get it, they gotta fire it up. As soon as you touch it, gotta let it go.
Here
let
it is.
go.
You gotta shoot it. Talk about being cognizant. I don't know if McCaffrey was on that one.
So anyway, when I was at Stuart, I didn't play any sports. I did much like I'm doing now, 40 years later, or like 35 years later, sitting in the stands talking. But anyway, Stuart every year, at that time, Bob Martin was the head coach of Stuart. And what Stuart would play every year in the scrimmage games was DeMatha. Morgan Wooten would bring his team over to Stuart's gym and play. So anyway, the year Stuart had one of the better teams in a long time. They played, and what happened is that after each quarter, they have the score, and then they would go. I think Adrian Dantley played for DeMatha
at that time.
So they would have the score, and then after the first quarter, they'd erase the score. Same thing second quarter, third quarter. Well, anyway, fourth quarter, DeMatha had rested all their starters. Stuart had some of their starters in. So Stuart won the fourth quarter by something like 30 points. All of a sudden, on the scoreboard at the end of the scrimmage, they put up the score. And they're like, yeah, we beat DeMatha. It was because they were every quarter. And, later on, Morgan Wooten said, when he said, wow, Stuart's got a good team, they beat you. And Morgan said, I pulled all my starters out after the first half. They were erasing the score after every quarter. And then all of a sudden, they want to tell me, hey, they won because they outscored us in the fourth quarter.
That's a good story. That's a good story.
But that's the way they used to do it back then with
the
scrimmage. They would always erase. You didn't have a whole game. You just erased it after every quarter.
All right, the Raiders now with the ball. There's Shulman to McCaffrey to Thompson. And there's a long three. No good. Rebound, Taylor Leonard. Emma Tober gets it stripped away by Thompson, and Thompson's going to the basket. and she's fouled. And here she goes now to the free throw line.
You know, it would be so inappropriate for the announcer now to say, listen, arc it more. Do you think she can hear me? Arc it more.
Say it loud enough, right?
A little more arc, a little more arc. There you go.
She gets
All
one.
right. That
Good for
breaks,
her.
I think that's like 1 for 10 now.
1 for 10,
so
something like that, yes.
I should ask her, give me a thumbs up if you hear that said.
That one barely hits the rim. 42-19 now, 7:10 to go. Fourth quarter. Rippy?
You think the referees have made a conscious decision in that second half not to blow the whistle as much for foul?
Absolutely. When I think all referees do that when there's a
Yeah, because I don't think the game is any less aggressive.
Oh, this one is blocked.
Nice
Short
shot.
had it blocked, yep, by Rippy. Tie ball underneath. The officials, of course, Brian Cooper, Tony Anderson, and Steve Mahela.
Brian Cooper, Tony Anderson, and Steve Mahela. Now, which one do we think is like two white guys and a black guy? Which one
I
do
know
we
who
think
they
is
are.
Tony? I say the brother is Tony. What do you
You're
say?
right. The brother is Tony.
Gee, how would I know that?
Now, who do you think is Steve Mahela? The bigger white guy, or the one with the ball?
Mahela. What's the other guy's name?
Brian Cooper.
The guy with the gray hair looks like a Mahela.
The guy with the gray hair?
Yeah.
He's a Mahela.
Okay. All right, man. See?
He specifically said, "You're not writing this down, right?" I said, "I'm not. I'm going to say it." He said, "Well, it's Mahela.
Oh, okay.
There's an at the end, not an A, not an A." He said Mahela. I said,
Mahela.
all right, Steve Mahela.
Reminds me, back in college, I had a journalism teacher. His name is Joe Doishat. And you spelled the name like DJ. I forget how you do it now. But he used to tell us that he used to win contests all the time because he would go, they would have like, hey, put your name up and scrabble it up and see if people could figure out. Well, he would write his name as it was. Nobody could ever figure it out.
And he would write it as is?
As is. You know, people could never figure it out. Joe Doishat.
Doishat. Maybe he's listening.
Yeah. That's like Mike Krzyzewski, you know.
Right.
Krzyzewski or whatever. it looks like.
Krzyzewski.
Yeah.
All right, W&L with the ball.
You know, this win for W&L, I mean, you know, they're going to win the game. You know, again, you kind of look, they're struggling and what have you. But the thing you have to look at in the national district is there are 8 schools. And so when the first round of the district tournament comes up, if you can get the 4th place, that means you'll have a home game in your first game. And I don't know what the rest of the district looks like. I'm going to imagine that far and away Mount Vernon and Edison are the top 2 teams.
I believe they are up there. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about how good Hayfield is. I think W&L beat Hayfield, right, the other night?
I think so, yes.
So, you know, a game like this
for
for
the girls,
W&L,
Washington Lee lost to Hayfield the other night.
they lost to Hayfield.
The last time W&L played Hayfield, they lost in December.
Okay. So, you know, if you're W&L, you got to look at, well, what could you do against Wakefield? You know, what can you do? Obviously, you play Stuart. What will you do when you play Falls Church? You know, kind of like, what games can you do to get to the 4th spot? Because in the districts, it's not only there's 8 schools in the district and the first 4 get home games. Also, because of the way it's set up, if you win a game in the district tournament, that automatically puts you in the regionals.
Right.
And so if they can get to the number 4 spot, you know, you're talking about they might be, you know, let's not kid ourselves. We ain't talking about going to state, but we're talking about at least getting the regionals. And that would be
quite an accomplishment.
Good for their program.
I'll tell you who's good for the program, Laura Pastry, and she's been battling all night long. Stuart gets Washington Lee to commit a turnover.
It's a good place when you have somebody who's picked up the dribble on the sideline. That's where you put the trap
Right.
because they have nowhere to go.
Here comes Washington Lee now.
That was a foul, not
Yes,
called.
it was. But like you said a bit earlier, Chris, I think it's the officials now are trying to let the clock run.
Yeah. They know what time it is,
They
man.
do.
They're like, hey, man, we can get out of here before 9 o'clock.
That was Katrina Cook, by the way, on that breakaway. Lauren Freed,
I like
Pastry there, and she commits the walk.
I like the spirit in which the game has been played, though. I think both teams have played hard. You know, for the Detroit Pistons, who was the forward? Oh, the Rasheed Wallace.
Wallace,
You know,
back in the day.
This is a Rasheed Wallace kind of game. You remember?
Yeah.
The kind of game where after it was, he said, both teams played hard.
That's right.
Both teams played hard. Both teams played hard, my man.
That's right.
Both teams played hard.
That's it. That's all
he said. Both teams played hard.
Jeff Stuart foul called on number 33, Lauren Freed. That is
Lauren
number
Freed
10.
commits that foul there.
Yeah. Rasheed finally retiring. Or
Yes, he
retiring
did,
after,
finally.
not last year, I guess the year before. He
That stint with Boston.
gave it up.
Pastry a bit too hard off the glass. This one is off somebody's foot. It stays with Stuart. No, it goes to Washington Lee. Pardon me. Pardon moi. Cook now. Over to the corner.
Nice shot.
There's Mestry, no good. Battle, and there's Pastry with the rebound. She tries to turn around. Jump ball possession goes to Stuart. 42-19, 4.5 to go.
Boy, in the first half, I saw balls like that. He just let them battle
Yeah.
for it.
Thompson, she tried to get it in. This one is stolen again. Washington Lee now with the ball. This one is in. Here's a turnover. Stewart comes back with it. Thompson off the glass, just a bit short.
She's going to make one of those shots on the drive, yes.
She will.
I think.
That was Emma Tober, by the way, on that rebound. There's Taylor Leonard, no good. Loose ball again. Washington Lee still pressing. Thompson
Nice pass.
swings it over. Good pass inside. That one off of Kiana Dunaway's leg, and here comes Washington Lee with it now. Just a bit back and forth now. Leonard tries to get it inside to Tober. Tober being double teamed, and she's called for the travel.
Checking in for the Generals, number 11, Sandra McCarty. And for the Raiders, number 21, Christina Mendoza. Along with number 15, Yana Kelly.
Christina Mendoza now checks in for Stewart, along with Yana Kelly. Yana Kelly now with the ball. Taylor Leonard guarding her. Yana Kelly with a dangerous pass. This one is tipped into the back court, but tipped by Washington Lee and Angela Mestry. Here comes Angie McCaffrey now back to Kelly. Kelly looking for someone to pass it to. That one looks like it went out of bounds. I imagine it went off somebody's foot. I couldn't quite tell. 2:58 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, something like the odd number quarters, 1 and 3, Stewart
Right.
scored, and the even number quarters, there's none in the second period. So far, 1 point in this fourth quarter.
All right, Angie McCaffrey now to the hole. Swings it out to Yana Kelly. She puts it up and in. She's got 2.
42-21.
This one stolen again. Here comes Angie McCaffrey. What is she called for? What is their call? There's a foul over here.
Foul on the sides to be
Says
1 and
Steve
1.
Mahela.
Yep, that's what it was, a reach-in
Reach-in
foul.
foul, where she reached in. All right, that is the 8th team foul. So McCaffrey now.
I don't think any team is going to be able to call timeouts near the end.
No.
So I'll take. We got 2:47 left to just say it's been fun.
It's been fun.
to
It's been
work
real.
with you. It's been real working with you again. My man Charles Smith, Chuck in the truck. Glad to work with him again. Keeps everything going.
Yes, he does.
Crew doing a fantastic
Devin Gallagher.
job.
Yes, Devin Gallagher, our producer. He's actually doing camera work behind the basket here.
Yeah.
Kathy Overton, Craig Syfax. I know there's I'm not sure who everybody on the crew is here tonight. I know there's some I haven't seen, but they're probably out in the truck. Rana Fawad is here. That's right. And behind us, of course, showing us our bald spots. Colette is our girl, Claire.
Claire.
Yes. Yeah, Claire Hayden, that's right. And our big man, Ken Briley.
It's Claire.
I think I got everybody there, Chris.
Yeah.
So congrats to them. Thanks for chucking the truck, giving me a couple of those people because I wasn't sure everybody that was here. That's right. Rana Fawad's here. Ken Briley. Mateo Adi is not. Maybe he'll be back.
Claire is, what's the last name? Hayden?
Claire Hayden. She's right behind me.
Hayden.
Hayden.
Okay. Because, you know, Claire been hating on both of us,
right.
man, with them headshots.
That's right. She's been hating.
Of course, we can't blame her. She's only taking directions from Chuck in the truck. So, that's what we got.
Maybe we should get Chuck out here. We got a little injury on the floor.
Washington lead foul, ball runner re-11.
She doing okay?
Yeah, she looks like she's all right.
Yeah. She's going to tough it out.
She is going to tough it out.
Okay.
Good job.
Step up there and make that free throw, girl.
All right,
Come on.
Christina Mendoza now, 2:10 to go at the free throw line. She is tough.
There you go.
There you go, Christina.
All right. All right.
All right, she gets 2 points tonight.
I don't know where she got hit, but she seems to be in a bit of pain. I'm kind of surprised the coach didn't call a timeout to just get her some attention over on the sideline.
1:55 to go. Uh-oh. Katrina Cook and Thompson battling. Cook with the reverse.
That was a good
That
position
was.
for a
It
charge,
was.
man,
Yeah.
because she was just determined she was going to go to that basket.
Stuart foul, ball line for 31. Jennifer Oakley.
All right, Katrina Cook now at the line. Average of 7 points a game. She's only got 1 tonight.
Good defense by Stuart.
Yeah. 42-23, so they have cut it. At least they cut it inside the 20. That's another
Well,
thing
again,
you can
when
look at.
you lose your previous game 61-9 and
Right.
you put 23 points in, that's a market improvement.
All right, it is a 20-point W&L lead. Iana Kelly now with the ball.
Oh, no bad pass.
A bit of a no-look bounce. Katrina Cook now with a good bounce pass underneath to Angela Mestry. She couldn't get it to go. Here comes Stewart again on the run. Thompson with Cook on her. McCaffrey now. Kelly. Shot from the far side. That one is tipped. Sandra McCartan now. She picks it up. And here comes Katrina Cook as we approach the 1 minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Mestry. Bit hard off the rim. Gets her own rebound. And this one goes out of bounds and back to Stewart. Allison Schulman now will come back in for the last 56 seconds.
So you know what the next game is going to be you got?
I have my list and I don't even remember it though. We will have, I believe it's January 18th, and we have a doubleheader, and I believe it involves Wakefield. I can't remember. I don't know if Charles can hear me or Devin. They know. But I believe it is January. But I'll let you know.
Leave it to me to put the AIM Snap crew on the spot, man.
Usually, Chris, I have that list in front of me, and I'll tease our next game a couple of times. I just didn't bring it tonight. McCaffrey! with 2 players in her face. That's what you would call serving up a facial. She gets a 3. She's got 10. So it is 43 to 26. 20 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Katrina Cook now with the pass over to Tober, and she gets another 2. She's got 4 inside of 10 seconds. 45-26.
Tomorrow.
She will be. There's no good. 3 seconds left. 2.8 with the whistle.
It's going to be a shooting because it's going to be the 7th foul, so it'll be 1-1.
Yep.
Raider foul number 10, Andrew McCaffrey, her third, team 7.
That was McCaffrey's 3rd team foul.
Yeah, back in the day, that's what they used to always say because the Washington Post would put the box score
Right.
in, but they didn't put it in just whoever played.
No, it was
you
whoever
had to
scored.
So you would see, that
Right.
was always like, man, if you can make it, you'd be in a Washington Post tomorrow. Whoa!
Ooh. Hard hitting to the final buzzer.
All the way.
So that'll do it. Tough game played by both teams. Crowd on hand gives them a nice applause.
And it's time for the good game, good game, good game, good game line.
That was back when we were announcing 15, 20 years ago. Now it's just game, game, game. We've advanced, Chris.
Yeah.
It's just game, game,
Just
game, game, game. That's all it is. Your final score, Washington Lee 45 and Stuart 26. Your old alma mater. Chris, it's great to do this game with you tonight. I'm glad you could make it out here.
I'm glad to come out with you too, Afshin. And me, I love high school sports.
I know
anyway.
you do.
That's my,
Yeah.
probably more so than college, because the kids are out here playing for their neighborhood schools. They give up their time. College kids, they got scholarships, meal tables, and obviously you get to pro level, it's all about money. But at this level, in a game like this kind of typifies that, because these are teams that are not really all that good, but still they get out to represent the school, play as hard as they can.
It doesn't matter who's out here for Arlington. We like coming to do these games on Arlington Independent Media, as you always enjoyed doing them back here when you were here back in the day. But it was good to do it with you tonight. I appreciate you coming out. So for Chris Jerry, I'm Afshin Benab, and the rest of the Arlington Independent crew, Charles Smith, Devin Gallagher, Kathy Overton, there's the Craig Syfax. Your final score from this girls' game: Washington Lee 45. They break their 5-game losing streak. Stuart now with an 11-game losing streak. Washington Lee 45, Stuart 26. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody, as you see some of the Stuart fans walking by. Have a good night, and we will see you at our next broadcast here on Arlington Independent Media. Good night, everybody.